Guys, it's me, Jenna, again. Hope you guys are doing good. I know I am. Obviously I'm a little cold right now. I've got my Hendrix sweatshirt on and I've got a blanket. 'Cause damn, it got cold. It got cold. So yeah, I'm a little bundled up. I'm like really tired today. I had to work this morning. I had to uh, go into work this morning. I actually had to go in about an hour earlier than I was scheduled because we had a huge order today, so a little tired. And I didn't take a nap today. When I start at 5 a.m., I usually like to try and like lay down for a little bit, maybe for like at least half an hour, 45 minutes. Didn't happen. Didn't happen. But that's all right. It's all right. But anyway, what am I doing here today? I'm talking about a movie today. Um, so I thought I would talk about a movie called ATM, like, automatic teller machine, ATM, which was released back in 2012. And I actually watched this movie, not like recently. I actually watched it a few months ago. I think like probably right before I started doing my little YouTube channel here. Sorry. I don't know how animated I'm gonna be with this because I'm bundled up. But yeah, I saw it like I think like right before I started doing my little YouTube channel here and everything. So it's been a while since I've seen it, but I've been thinking a lot about this movie for some reason. I don't know why, but I've just been thinking about it. And maybe it's because I kind of want to rewatch it. I don't know. Now I don't actually physically own this movie. I didn't stream it or anything. I actually checked it out from my library. Um, and when I initially checked it out, when I checked it out, and surprising little thing about libraries, they actually have like books there, which is like crazy, right? Like who knew? Library having books. Um, I read sometimes. But yeah, I saw it because every so often I'll go to the you know audio visual section, just kind of like look at some stuff. If I'm like, yeah, I want to watch some movies, catch up on some movies. A good way to check out some movies you may or may not have heard of, or you want to like check out. Good place to go and all, and not have to like spend money. Unless, of course, if you like return the movie late, then you gotta pay late fees. But or if you have a mom like me who doesn't have to pay late fees because she's a senior citizen. My mom doesn't watch these, so I'm good on that comment. But anyway, back to the movie. Back to the movie ATM. Like I said, released back in 2012. Sorry, I forgot to put my phone on mute, so you might hear a bunch of little like notification things. Sorry. Please don't, totally dislike this video because of that. Um, so yeah, it came out in 2012. And basically, quick little premise on it. And obviously, this is going to contain spoilers. I usually try and like to give you guys heads up if a video is going to contain spoilers. Usually, I feel like you should know a video is going to have spoilers. But whatever, whatevs. So quick little premise. So, a group of people are at a party, little get together, whatever. It's getting late. It's like dead of winter, and these three friends decide to um, leave. Actually, I should say like uh, three people decide, okay, let's get out of here. Two guys who are like buddies, and then this girl who, one of the guys kind of, I think kind of was like interested in the girl and was trying to like, get a quick hookup for the night. And of course his buddy's like, hey, I need to ride home, I need to ride home, kind of ruining this guy's night. And so, the other friend kind of like makes a stink about it and is like, all right, fine, let's go. And then the buddy who's trying to like bum the ride is like, oh wait, I need to go to the ATM. I'm like, which that right there, I'm like, really at like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, you gotta go to the ATM, like for what? You're not driving, you're not going anywhere. Like, I think that's what it was. I think his car had troubles or something, so he didn't like drive himself to the party or something. It's like, you don't have a car. You don't have a car, so what do you need money for? I don't know. I think this may have been before Uber, so maybe he needed like money for a cab or something. I don't know. But yeah, it's like one of those things where like really, it's like that predicament where you're like really you need that, but it's just that one little circumstance where it's like trying to get the friends to get sidetracked and put them in a horror situation basically. So they go to this ATM, which is basically the like it's not even like part of a bank or anything. It's like a freestanding, um, glamorized hut basically, that doesn't have any heat or anything in it. And you basically, I guess you have to like, in order to get into this ATM, you need to like swipe your card, door unlocks, and you go in to get your money or whatever. Which is kind of weird. I'm like, why would you have like a little security thing just for like a freestanding ATM? But whatever. So, um, they go to the ATM or whatever. Or like the one guy, I think just the one guy goes into the ATM and he's taking a while. And, like the guy and the girl he's trying to hit on are in the car, like, ah, blah, 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 blah. After a few minutes, they're like, God, what's taking so long? So the buddy goes in, he's like, I'm going to be right back. I'm going to see what's going on. Gets in there and, girl's sitting there, waiting. And she kind of starts getting a little creeped out, so she's like, all right, screw it. I'm going to go in there with them, whatever. And so they let her in and everything. And, they're like, why didn't you stay in the car? She's like, I got creeped out or whatever, and playing a little damsel in distress and everything. And, they realize, okay, well, the one guy who wanted to go into the ATM, for whatever reason, can't get money. They're like, well, you must not have money or something, blah, blah, blah. So the other friend is like, all right, well, here, I'll, withdraw some money and you can pay me back, whatever. So as they're finishing up, they, realize that there's someone like outside. This person, assumably like a guy like wearing this like big puffy coat, hoods up, and it's like I think sort of like a one of those like fluffy sort of feathery hoods like around like the fringe around the face and stuff. Almost really kind of similar to like, which one is it? Urban Legends or something. I was gonna say, I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, but I was like, no, that was a fisherman. I think it was Urban Legends that it reminded me of. And actually, I think, like I said, I saw this months ago, so some of the details are slightly hazy. But I think I remember after watching it, I went on like IMDb or something. And I think they said that was like the same exact costume as another movie. And it might have been Urban Legends, possibly, but it definitely reminded me of like an Urban Legends type movie, like the killer get up and stuff. But whatever, I like those little like homages. I don't know if it was supposed to be an homage or not. Um, so they see him out there, and he's kind of like, and this was like a really big, like not big, but it was like a bigger parking lot because it was like inside like or like next to like a strip mall or something. So you see the guy kind of like out there, kind of like toying with him, but he never really gets like too close. Like there's a certain like radius or perimeter that he doesn't really cross, almost like an invisible line. And you're like, throughout the entire movie, like as he's like doing like different stuff and like causing chaos and stuff. At least for me, I was like, the entire time I was like, why doesn't he just go up to the door and like kill these people? Like, I don't get it. Like, like, so these kids, these kids, these grown-ups, they weren't like teenagers or anything. They were like adults. Trying to like figure out like how to contact the cops or something. Because for some reason, once again, I can't quite remember because this was like at least like 4 or 5 months ago that I watched this. So a little hazy. like I said, I kind of want to rewatch it. But like for some reason, like I forget why. I think they tried calling 911 or something, but failed. But then, or like they couldn't call 911 for whatever reason, like reception, or they didn't have their phones, or they were all dead or something. I don't know. They're probably all dead because everyone's on their phones all the time. Um, so they're trying to like figure out within like um, the little ATM station, like, okay, well, what can we do to try and, get the cops to come and, like, get us help? Like, they've got cameras, they gotta lead somewhere, like, someone's gotta be monitoring this place in case something happens. They try, like, I think even trying to, like, break out the machines, break into the machines, just to trigger some sort of alarm to get them safety. So, like I said, it's middle of the night. So not much like traffic or anything, like really no one's going by. I think eventually, um, I think first like a security guard shows up, and then like security guard and like they try banging on glass, like they don't want to open it because they're afraid like this killer's gonna come in. Like this at this point we didn't realize like he was kind of like purposely not going towards the door or anything. You're just thinking like, oh, he's trying to like scare the crap out of him or something, or like, oh, maybe he ran off. So they're trying to get the guy's attention, the security guard's attention. I guess he started. I think he checked out the car and then started going over to the ATM station and ends up getting killed by this killer out of nowhere. Like he just runs back out and like kills the guys, or like comes from like behind the ATM thing. And then they see, so like the little security guard's car's still there. They're kind of thinking about it, like maybe we can go run to the car or something, or like run to one of the cars. But then like a guy walking his dog ends up showing up, which I'm like, you're walking your dog at like 3 in the morning? Weird. But it's a horror movie, whatever. They need stuff to happen. And then I think the same thing happens. The guy walking his dog ends up like getting killed too, even though like they're trying to like wave him down and get him to safety or something so they can use his cell phone. The dog got away though. I believe the dog did survive, so if he didn't, I'm sorry. Like I said, long time since I've seen it. So, they keep trying to, like, get away. They're doing all this stuff. It's all getting on the security cameras and stuff. And then eventually, like stuff happens where it's like, the tensions are high. The two guys, I think, kind of start fighting a bit and stuff and, like, knocking each other down. I think even the girl at one point gets hit by one of the guys out of, like, frustration. Like, it was not anything that was, like, fully intentional, like, woman abuse or anything, woman abuse, like a domestic violence type thing, but it was, one of those things where, like, he had the moment, and he accidentally ended up getting, like, hit or whatever. So stuff like that, and I think even at one point towards the end, because like I said, it was, like, freezing in this place, because there's no heating, I think the guy ended up, like, tripping the fire sprinklers, so it's, like, this whole place is, like, it's airtight, so it's like filling up with water and stuff, and they're freezing, they're trying to figure out what to do. And I think at this point, like, the guy and the girl end up dying, one of the guys and the girl ends up dying, and then finally, like, hours and hours later, cops show up, and you're like, you know what? So, things happen and everything. So it's, it's a very, like, very kind of simple movie. Like I said, a couple moments where it's like, I remember like when I was watching this movie, I was very like, I definitely had moments where I was kind of like, like what the, like, especially when like the killer like was nowhere in sight, like you could tell he had gone like behind the ATM station, but they couldn't really tell because there weren't obviously like windows on the other side because he was like behind where like the ATMs were facing, behind that wall. And there were times where I was like, dude, just run for it, just run for it. He would have to run all the way around, like just run for it, or like, little things like that. Kind of got a little into it. I'll be honest, it wasn't the greatest movie, but I was definitely kind of entertained with it. And honestly, obviously, this is a movie that really kind of um, stays in like one central location, obviously, because it's called ATM. Kids are getting, you know, harassed and everything. They're getting the crap scared out of them and everything. Um, but like if you don't if you're the type of person who kind of needs to have like more than one location, or like like one location type film is not really your thing, probably don't watch it. Although I would say check this one out, but like I said, if you're like, especially if something like Adam Green's Frozen, not the Disney Frozen, Adam Green's Frozen, that movie came out first. Um, like that one where like the kids are stuck on the ski lift. Like that one's an all right one, but I definitely prefer like the ATM movie. Um, Especially like considering, like I said, for any sort of movie, or a movie that's kind of like one main central location, like it kind of stays in one spot. I definitely enjoyed the ATM movie more. I felt like more was going on. A little more action. I say, even though it was in one location, I was still pretty entertained by it. But yeah, it was a decent little movie. Like I said, very simple, very very simple, which I kind of like. Every once in a while, like as much as I'm always like, oh, I love like special effects or blah 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 about a movie. It is nice to watch a movie once in a while that, like I said, just very simple, one location, not too overly done. Like I feel like you have to be a lot more. You have to be a bit more smarter to a bit more smarter. The most smartest. See how many people know what that most smartest comment's from. Not a horror movie, by the way. That's the only clue. But anyway, I feel like it's a bit smarter to do that. Like I feel like you have to be a bit smarter to be able to write like a movie that's in one location like that and try and keep the audience's interest. Because I was definitely, I was, like I said, I was pretty entertained by it. Once again, not the greatest movie, but a decent little movie. Decent little movie. It's not making any of my like top 10 favorite lists anytime soon. Probably not ever, but entertained by it. Um, but yeah, just it's a good little one. And like I said, it's like this killer that's stalking these guys. Like I said, it always seemed like he was kind of like keeping like a pretty fair distance away from like the building, like a pretty substantial. Like he never really would run up because, like I said, like you couldn't get in this little ATM thing unless if you had like an ATM card to swipe and get in. So you're kind of like, why doesn't the guy just like go up and like bang on the glass or something, or wait off to the side until they open the door and just run right up and like open the door and get in and kill these guys? Like it was weird. Like it's like, okay, maybe he just wants to like fuck with these guys or whatever, fuck with these three individuals, or whatever. But then like, at the end when like the other two die and like cops show up, they're looking at like the security cameras and everything, and they're like, you start putting things together, like they start playing back some of the security playing back some of the security footage, and you're like, oh, wait, okay, hey, wait a second, I think I know what this guy's doing, and then you realize that this was part of the stalker's plan, that he would never get too close, so no matter what, it looked like, even if he ended up like killing these guys or killing all three of them, or only killing like two of them or whatever, if there was like a survivor that might have gotten out, it would basically be the killer's word against the survivor, and you're like, huh. At least for me, I was kind of like, huh. Like looking back now, like, yeah, obviously, like, it was like, oh, well, yeah, duh. That makes sense. But I don't know, I thought I liked that. I liked that they did that. It was sort of where, they kept the killer kind of like at a distance, still caused some shit, but didn't get away with it, which is pretty cool. I don't know if there's a sequel to this, though. Like I said, it came out in 2012. Usually there's a sequel by now, but once in a while we get late sequels, whatever. But honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing another ATM movie, like a sequel to this. You know, because I mean, like, no one knew. They definitely, I feel like it could have been left as like a cliffhanger, like, ooh, the guy's still out there. Or maybe they decided to try and do like an original Halloween, the original Halloween where like trying to have a sense of like, ooh, the killer's still out there. Careful when you're at an ATM. But I definitely feel with the ending that we got from it, could have a sequel. Just saying. But yeah, that's it. That's my thoughts on ATM. Like I said, I know it's been a while since I've seen the movie. I keep saying that. I know. I want to let you guys know it's been a while. I want to drive that into your head. Not literally. But yeah, that's kind of my little take. I'm sorry, I didn't check to see if it's on like Netflix or anything or Shudder. I don't think it's on Shudder or Screambox. I think it's on Amazon, but I think you have to pay to rent it. I think, or at least a while ago when I was looking on Amazon Prime, I think it was like like the $2 or $3 to rent it. I don't know if it's really quite worth the $2 or $3 to rent it, but for only $2 or $3, if you want something to watch, you're bored, kind of worth the watch. Actually, no, maybe not, because if you don't like it, then you just wasted $2 or $3 because I told you to go rent it. So don't rent it. Get it for free. Stream it for free. Or be like me and go to your library and check it out. But anyway, you guys, it's my little take on it. Hope you guys enjoyed. I may or may not be doing a video tomorrow. I'm actually off tomorrow. I get a Sunday off, which I get once in a while. So, we'll see though. I don't know. We'll see. See if inspiration strikes. But, anyway, thanks you guys for checking out my video. Thanks for letting me kind of give my 2 cents in about another movie. Don't forget to like, subscribe, or comment. Until next time, you guys, all of you guys stay creepy and classy as always.